2 years ago, this corner of Egypt's Sinai Peninsula, on the border with the Gaza Strip, looked very different. But months of evictions, bulldozing, and demolitions by the Egyptian army have left this area bare and abandoned. These images show just one small part of a much larger zone in the Sinai that the army plans to clear. More than 3,000 families have been forced to leave their homes so far. The demolitions began slowly in July 2013 after the military deposed former President Mohammed Morsi. But they accelerated in October 2014 after a group called Ansar Bayt al-Maqdis, now an ISIS affiliate, staged an attack that killed at least 28 Egyptian soldiers. 5 days later, Egypt's prime minister announced a plan to level a 79 square kilometer border zone, including all of Rafah, a town of about 78,000 people. The Egyptian government prevents independent journalists and observers from going to North Sinai. But a Human Rights Watch analysis of satellite images, footage from on the ground, and interviews with Sinai residents tells a clear story of forced evictions that may have violated human rights standards. Since 2013, the military has demolished more than 3,200 buildings and displaced approximately as many families. Smaller buildings have been bulldozed, and larger ones, even entire blocks of buildings, have been leveled by explosives. In some videos, the army can be seen using American-made military equipment to carry out the demolitions. The army gave many families less than 48 hours to leave their lifelong homes. The government has given compensation for destroyed homes, but not enough for extended families to start new lives equal to the ones they left behind. And the government hasn't given any compensation at all for destroyed farmland, depriving people of food and income. The government also didn't give residents temporary housing, leaving families to fend for themselves with a small one-time payment. Some became homeless. These are all violations of international human rights laws that protect residents during evictions. The Egyptian authorities justify the buffer zone by claiming that it is necessary to stop insurgents from smuggling weapons and fighters to the Sinai through tunnels from Gaza. But media reports and even some Egyptian officials have said that Libya is the primary source of weapons that reach the Sinai, and that weapons are smuggled from the Sinai to Gaza, not the other way around. By failing to make a distinction between tunnels used for military purposes and civilian homes, Egypt may also have violated the laws of war. Human Rights Watch calls on Egypt to halt these evictions and demolitions and ensure that those who have been displaced are adequately compensated and housed. The authorities should also allow monitors and journalists into North Sinai. Egypt can certainly protect its troops, secure its border, and take steps to prevent future attacks. But it also has the obligation to do so fairly and to respect the rights of civilians.